Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we are here to discuss a new, or I should say, new and improved reintroduction of a product from Kevyn Aucoin. This is the new and improved Sensual Skin Enhancer. If you are a working makeup artist or a makeup lover for many years, you have heard of this product and probably worked with the original. So this is the newly formulated version, so I thought it deserved a video. This is kind of a hero of almost every makeup artist that I know's bag. It's kind of a flexible, they call it 5-in-1. I honestly feel like it's 20-in-1 product. So let's talk about what it does, the cost. We're going to do a little demo to achieve the look that I have going here today, but I want to tell you what's new about it in case you are familiar with the earlier version that has been kind of a hero product for Kevyn Aucoin's namesake brand. Okay, so this is $34. It is currently available at a few places. I linked it below, but also on the Kevyn Aucoin site. $34, which is interesting because its predecessor, the original version, I think is a little bit more. So I'm not sure what's up with that. You're going to say, my goodness, Rebecca, that is such a tiny little jar. Well, I'll tell you why. It comes in 16 shades that are very, very flexible shades. Now, the difference between this and the original version, if you have the original, there's not too much of a difference except for some of the finer points. It is now waterproof. There is literally no scent. Not just for me noticing it, but the brand is telling us there is no perfume or anything like that. Not only is it waterproof, it is also sweat resistant. This will do everything for you. This will cover up. It's almost like a putty. You're going to see why it's in such a small container. Let me get there. This will do everything. Makeup artists on movie sets use this to cover tattoos. So trust me, this will cover a blemish, a dark spot, hyperpigmentation, anything like that. It is blendable. It is customizable. You could take a few shades and create your own shade. You can get a darker shade and contour with it. You could have a lighter shade and even highlight with it. It does so much. So the reason it's such a tiny little pot for $34 is, like I said, it's a little bit like a putty. So let me kind of turn this over. It's not going to fall out of here. I can hold this upside down like they do if you live in the United States, like they do at Dairy Queen, and it wouldn't fall out. You know, the Dairy Queen treats, this is not going anywhere. This is shade 5 Neutral Light. So if you are my shade, or if down below I list my foundation shades, so if any of that is similar, this is 5 Neutral Light, and I think I actually did pretty good. You are getting a little preview as I've already filmed the demo, which you'll see in a moment. But as I said, there are 16 very flexible shades, so even if you're off a little bit, it's pretty easy to cover. There also are 3 color correcting pigments, so 3 of them are really meant specifically to color correct. I think it's 5, 9, and 15. I will correct that down below in editing if I'm wrong. But really, you can use any of the shades to do any of it. This can dot on, which I'll show you, and work as a concealer. This can be used as a very, very full coverage foundation, or it can be mixed with a lighter, maybe a tinted moisturizer, which is kind of what I'm going to do to make kind of an all-over medium coverage, which is what I achieved today. Let me just show you the consistency. As you saw, it's not going anywhere. And the consistency is right here on my finger. That'll kind of show you it. And it kind of, as you see there, it's almost like a little bit of a putty, and then it kind of shears out. That looks very light, but I would never use that much. But you could dot that on, and as you see, I mean, that would cover a tattoo, okay? You can cover, like I said, little blemishes, dark spots, hyperpigmentation, freckles, whatever it is that you feel like covering up, or blend it and use it with others. It's really, they call it the Sensual Skin Enhancer, and that really is what it is, kind of the makeup artist's best friend, but can be used by us at home as well. So what I'm going to do today is I want to show you the way I would use this as a color corrector a little bit, and concealer. It's really all you need. Mix it a little bit and make yourself a foundation. So I'm going to show you how that works. Let's get into it right now. Okay, so I have literally, hello, nothing on my skin. And as I showed you, this is like a putty-like consistency. So I have a game plan. I think we're gonna use it two ways. We're gonna use it as a concealer and then kind of mix it in with a glowier product to make almost like a little bit of a foundation. Not almost like, a little bit of a foundation. So I'm gonna try to use what's on my little cap, the little plastic cover. Try to, you know, use it in an effective manner. And I also have some Sonia G Fusion brushes, which I think would be a good brush to use with it. So I'm going to start, I know generally we do concealer after foundation, but let's just start by I'm just kind of going to pat it on here to some of my more rosy areas, just to kind of show you how it covers up. This is it in its thickest form, which I think is really good to cover and conceal. And let me just show you, let me just do one side of my face just kind of as a concealer. And I'm kind of using my fingers. I can use the brush, but you know, this also likes the warmth of the finger, but these Fusion brushes from Sonia G are so good. And I'm just kind of covering up some red with it. Then I'm going to mix it. I grabbed, oh, you could use anything. I mean, Kevyn Aucoin has that Glass Glow that you can use. I'm going to mix it in with this Huda Glowish product, which I'll show you in a moment. But let me just first show you it working. So I have this here. I think I could even put it onto my lids. And I know I should be using the brushes, but I'm gently using my fingers a lot as well. This product is thick. It's almost putty-like, so you can probably see it on my face. And I think when I blend it with another product and then kind of use it, you know what I'm doing. It's an inelegant presentation here. I apologize, but I'm just kind of trying to show you. So here it is, mostly as just used as a concealer, a little bit light for me, but not too bad. So this side here has just nothing on it. This is just my face in the morning, how I wake up pretty much after I've washed it, put some skincare on. And this is just kind of dotting it around as a sort of a concealer because my skin isn't looking great today. All right, now let me conceal the other side. Okay, I could pretty much put some makeup on really and be done, but I would like to try to sheer it down as well. By the way, I could do this over the top as well in the normal order that we would do foundation and concealer. I just kind of wanted to see it used just as a concealer. I think I did okay on the color choice, the shade choice, as I dotted on my nose there. Can always use more around my nose. I like this for around my nose. If you've been with my channel for a while, you'll know I have really bad allergies. As you can hear today, I'm a little stuffy. And I tend to get red around my nose. So this looks like it might be the perfect product for it. Okay, I have the Huda Glowish in Aphrodite. This is her, that's the shade name is Aphrodite. And this is her kind of, her version of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. I'm going to go into Kevyn Aucoin's now. I got this nice, really haven't used it. I've been using it off the cap. Let me use the back of my hand kind of as a palette. So I'm going to put some of the Huda product there, which you see is kind of a bronzier thing. And let's just kind of mix. I use my finger there to mix. And I have made just a little palette for myself on the back of my hand, if you see it over here by my thumb. Let's give this a try. So what I have done is I've made it a more spreadable consistency. Given it some dewiness because I like the dewiness. I don't have dry skin. I pretty much have normal skin, but I just like a dewy finish. And look, I made enough. It really spreads really nicely, and I like that more. I'm going to even put it over my eyes a bit. I like the kind of the more fluid, the fluidity that the dewy, thinner product gives it. Okay. So you could mix this. You do not have to use the Glowish if you don't have it. Hollywood Flawless Filter, Samantha Ravindell's Auric comes to mind. Oh gosh, any of the serum-like foundations even. I like a glowy one, whereas my Tarte or even the new Estee Lauder are a little bit matte. they're sheer but matte. Just anything that's really got a nice thin glowy consistency. Tinted moisturizer, Laura Mercier, any of those. So if you don't have this one, that's fine. So here we go. Now you can kind of see what we're working with. Let me just add in a little bit of makeup just so we can see what the finished look will be. So stay right there. Okay, here we are with the finished product. I just added a little bit of makeup. Details, of course, in links below on top, but I didn't really touch the skin. The highlighter and blush and bronzer that I used are powder, but cream would have been just fine. Really, in any order, this stuff is like, I want to say it's like plaster, but that sounds so negative, and I do not mean it that way. Putty. It just kind of stays where you put it. It mixes beautifully. This is a great product for those of you that really like a fuller coverage foundation, but want the ability to kind of tone it down a little bit when you need to. This will go anywhere from the lightest coverage to the deepest. I could have just used it, as you saw, to cover up some blemishes and dark spots, but I kind of went the whole way with it and added that really nice glowish or any sort of dewy primer to it or tinted moisturizer. This is going to become a favorite product. It would be really nice to have on hand too if you suffer from the occasional blemish, and who doesn't, or after a bad night's sleep if you really want it. You can even mix it in with a lighter concealer. It's just kind of an everything product. From when they say 3-in-1, it's honestly like 20 in 1. I mean, this will definitely color correct. You can mix it. You can create your own shade with it. You can do anything with it. I am a big fan. Do we have a wear test? We sure do, because it took me quite a few hours before I got back here. I finished my makeup and came back, and I think it looks still pretty darn good. I feel like I have the coverage of a full coverage foundation. Repeated myself there, but you know what I mean. But I also feel like I have that nice breathability because I sheared it out so much with the glowish Huda product that I feel like it's just kind of working. So this gets my definite stamp of approval. If you are a fan of the original product, I think you would love to give this one a try, as you already know how it performs. Have you heard of this? Did you know it was out there? If you're a makeup artist, you definitely have heard of it. Let me know in comments below, as I would love to hear it, but this is going to be you're going to start seeing this in my description bar a lot. This is definitely going to be a new favorite. So do let me know your comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I sure hope that you did. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.